I've seen a lot of stuff happen on this campus from 2013 to now, and a lot of that stuff has not been reported, it's been ignored. And I can give you scenarios. Halloween, somebody dressed as a KKK my freshman year, stood outside the Harpo parking lot. That was never called to nobody's attention. When we were doing the dying in the galley on Yicken, we were called monkeys. We were called dirty. Get this dirt off the ground. Nobody said anything about it. There's so much stuff that happens on this campus, and I'm sick of it being ignored because it's not a lot of us. This is a predominantly white institution. So when we feel as though we're being, discriminated against, we feel alone. We feel like we have nobody to talk to but our own self because it's only a few of us, and we're overpowered by a bunch of it. Not overpowered, but again, it's a small population of us. And at the end of the day, personally, something needs to happen. Because in the years that I've been here at this school, I've seen things happen and just slipped under the rug. Something even happened to me, and when I used to work with PACCU in the hiring process, when I had to do the criminal background, I was asked if I was actually a criminal, because I looked like only because of my dreads, right? And it's messed up because I was a faculty member, and it's like, dang, I can't even escape that from the students. I gotta hear this from the faculty member, and it's sickening, it's annoying, and I'm sick of it. And I feel like something needs to be done. Some repercussions need to be done, because at the end of the day, if there are no repercussions, then the behavior is going to continue because they feel like nothing's going to happen to them. Oh, they can do this, but they didn't get in trouble. So if I do it, hey, I'll be fine. And that's not the attitude that we want on this campus. If somebody does something on this campus, they need to know what the repercussions is going to be. So instead of giving them a pat on the shoulder, trying to let them, feel a little good about themselves, like, oh, you didn't mean it, it was just a joke, you don't know what blackface is. At the end of the day, they knew what they were doing, and if we ignore things like that, people like that will think it's okay to do it, and we'll never problems. So that's all I have to say.
Hi, I'm a commuter, and I commute from like 45 minutes away. So basically, when I come here, I try to spend as less time here as possible because I have to go home and take our time, at home. So I come from an extremely small, predominantly white town, and a lot of people, college is the only place they go, and a lot of people commute because they're so into their small town. So college is a lot of, so I think something needs to happen in the classrooms, because until I switched my major to social work and took the global well-being class, I was, raised with the perspective of having a small mind and not feeling the need to branch out or anything like that, which now disgusts me. But it's really important because these people will go back home to, towns where racism is very real, and it doesn't, a lot of things that go on are racism, but the people who grow up there don't see them that way, and that's really terrible. So we need to, also let the commuters walk away being changed and, changing the parts of the world where they come from.
Hi, everybody. My name is Aaron Walker. I'm the Vice President of Omega Psi Phi on campus. I hear a lot of people bringing up a lot of different issues that vary across different genres of things. It's pretty much all minority issues. Like she said earlier, T, we had a protest last year that was well heard outside of the SMAC, but not well heard by the administration. Immediately following that presentation, we spoke with President Anderson and raised similar concerns to the ones we're raising now. It astonishes me that we have to have a town hall surprise in order to have the faculty members sit here and listen to our concerns as a group. And it's about 200 to 300 kids in here, not kids, we're all adults, students in here that have been yearning for your attention. And now we have it. And now you're getting so many different problems all at once. It baffles the majority of the students to why that is. Also, President Anderson, we spoke about some of the issues that go on after the presentation last semester, because quite frankly, none of us knew that you were having that talk with the students. We just popped up because we heard you were down there in the seats in the Club de Ville at the bottom of the SMAC in the circle with 13 students. We didn't hear about that. Maybe an email might have been sent out, but we would like that to be more publicized. We get FaceTime with our president. I also spoke with you about, I brought up the point that there's a chair that was dismantled at the school. We have so many kids in here, I keep saying kids. We have so many students in here coming to talk to you, as well as the rest of the administration and the student senate board that we spoke to earlier this week, because we don't feel heard. Because every time there's an issue, we may bring it to someone, but somehow it doesn't get back to you, the person who is in control, the person who is in charge, the head. And the chair that was dismantled was the person that we can go and talk to that reported directly to you. We want that chair back. So, social equity, if I'm mistaken. Bring it back under a different name, give them different titles. But what we would like is to have someone that we can go to with whatever our problems are and have confidence and feel safe in expressing how we truly feel to them without having to come to a spearhead of a student putting a blackface photo on. That's just the straw that broke the camel's back. That's not nearly the load of the straws. So if you could, or put it in consideration, hopefully it'll go through, that we have someone as minorities at this university, not just students of color, not just students of the LGBT community, hopefully I didn't miss a letter. So that we can have someone that we can express our emotions and our feelings and our experiences with. Some students get called N-words, some students get called other racial slurs on a regular basis. They just don't report it because it happens everywhere. It shouldn't happen here, where we come to feel safe, where our parents sent us because they thought we were going to be safe, underneath the watch of the university that shook our parents' hands and said, yes, your baby will be fine here. We're not fine here. That's why we have 200 students in this room addressing you with a myriad of issues. Myriad, I think I said that. So that we don't have to go through this once again, so that we don't have protests that are pretty much unheard once again. Hopefully we can have someone that can come to you in a room and present these same issues to you, and we'll have a different result. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Markeisha. I'm a psychology and sociology major with a minor or concentration in criminology. Majority of my classes have to do with communication, talks about diversity, and it's a very tough subject. I just want to start off by saying that because nothing here is black or white. Everything is in the gray zone because what people perceive and these issues that are being brought up, those perceptions are real and it is people's reality. As somebody of color, I can tell you that these realities are faced every day. A lot of people who are privileged, as in non-color people, white people, a lot of times you're not faced with diversity issues. You don't have to see the discrimination. You're able to ignore it. And that's a privilege given to you unbeknownst to you. You didn't ask for it, nobody said you did, but a lot of times you benefit from it without realizing. And what I really want people to focus on is that we all are here sadly coming together for an issue that's not right. But it's an issue nonetheless. White privilege was obviously given to these young girls. I don't know if their malice was true or not. I'm not a mind reader. I do know, like previously stated, that they came from a predominantly white area. And a lot of times it's not stressed or explained. I know in my elementary schools, when we talk about diversity, it was mainly about slavery. We weren't really educated on these things until I got to college. So I do want people to take in mind that these are young girls. I'm not saying that we should be nice or things like that, but I do understand that these are students just like me, and if I made a mistake, or if it's not a mistake, that we should still understand they should be punished. I agree with that. Ignorance of the law is still a crime, as it should still be punished. But I do want people, I would never want somebody to leave this whole forum and actually come out and despise colored people or despise the situation. It's a negative situation that we couldn't control. We can't control what others do, but we can control our reactions to things. And I hope that everybody came here with openness in their heart and empathy. When I say empathy, I don't mean sympathy for these girls. I mean understanding. You need to understand that what they did was wrong, that this shouldn't be occurring, that everyone should be trying, putting their best foot forward and trying to communicate and correct their wrongs. I hope that these young ladies leave and actually understand and learn more about colored people, learn about other cultures. Because the hardest part about getting to know other people who are not like you is going outside of your comfort zone. It's actually stepping out and learning about somebody else's religion. You're not, those aren't things that you do on a daily basis unless you're in that field, unless you actually try. All these things have to be incorporated in decision making, I think it's a very tough decision that administrators have because these are a lot of issues that we're bringing up right now. It's not just one issue. This is one present issue. These are a lot of back issues that are being brought up, and with these issues being brought up, I hope everybody takes into account, like, this is real for everybody. This is real. You may not see it that way. You may not agree with what everybody's saying. I respect everybody's issues and opinions that came up here, as should everybody else, because that's how they saw the world. This is what our reality is right now on campus. For me, my job is to try to go around and at least try to get people to understand where everybody's coming from. Hopefully you go to your friends, you go to your family members. If you do come from a predominantly white town, go back to your town, relay some of these messages. Please don't leave this and say, oh, this is all BS or anything like that. Like, oh, this is racist, this, we're being targeted. Don't come at it like that. This is a lot of hurt. Blackface meant a lot in history, and it still means a lot because we have to still live this life. So I hope everyone really sits and contemplate. I don't think anything's black or white, and actually just take into consideration all the factors